Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to another exciting match of Go commentary. And we're going to do something a little different this time. We're actually going to go through this on a real Go board. And yes, this is my 2-inch bamboo Go board right here. I'm really happy with this purchase, but that's not the main reason for this video. And so you guys might have noticed I didn't post a video yesterday or a couple days ago, whenever this thing is going to be posted. But what's happening is that I'm trying to get the SGF files from Go4Go, and they're denying me access from actually finishing accessing these games where I can download them and upload them to OGS. So this is my little workaround right here, and we are going to actually be going through one of the matches that just happened a couple days ago, at least during the time of this recording. And this is going to be the 77th Japanese Honinbo series match. This is one of the last match, and it's from okay, I'm going to totally just like not pronounce this name correctly, but this is from Tsurayama Atsushi, who is an 8-dan professional player playing as the Blackstone versus the Ansai Nobuki 7-dan professional player. I am so sorry, my good sirs, but I don't know how to pronounce Japanese names all too well, and I'm deeply apologize for destroying the pronunciation of your names. But anyways, this is going to be an even match, a 6.5 Komi. So we're just going to get started right here, and I will be going back and forth between actually doing it on the screen, so you'll see me marking some stuff up on the screen, as well as placing the stones on a real board. Now this should be the correct configuration, so let's just get started. So for the first 4 moves right here, we actually have a standard opening. And yes, I'm not a professional Go player, so I do not hold the stones correctly. And so guys, give me a break here. I'm a double digits Q player and trying to learn how to play this amazing game right here. So we are starting off with a 4-4 position. Actually, no, sorry, apologies. We are actually going to start off with 3-4-4 positions, as well as a 3-4 position right here. So immediately, this is what this tells me is that 1, this is a standard opening, as we've seen in my past Go commentaries, but 2, black wants to take this whole entire right side right here, while white wants to keep this left side, more specifically this little bottom corner right here, by playing on that 3-4 position. And so let's go ahead and a couple moves right here, and what we see is black coming in for the approach. Now this is the wider side of the board, so approaching here is going to give black a lot of more wiggle room. And so white could respond by extending out this way, could do a shoulder hit right here, or could do a pincer move right up here. And that's exactly what white's going to do. White's going to do a little pincer move right here. And for black, black could, maybe potentially make a base right here. Although when you're attached to a stone, you're actually making your opponents even stronger. But what black is going to do is going to come right here, doing a diagonal approach, Kasumi? Whatever the heck that's called. But it looks like black really wants to take this corner right here. So let me just draw it on the board just really quick. So what I'm seeing is that black really wants to take this region right here. It's going to surround this white stone, potentially go out right here, and just block white off and gather this whole bit of territory. Now this is a knight's move approach, which can easily be cut if black's not careful. And so let's see what happens next. And this might be a faster what do you call it, commentary today. And so what's going to happen is that because black is approaching, white is going to defend. White needs to strengthen this stone out right now, because this is a very weak stone, and black is going to respond in kind by always being 1 step ahead. And so what we do see is white has white's groups right here are in danger. Now you could do a shoulder hit, which wouldn't make that much sense because again you're already surrounded. But what white's going to do is white's going to do a knight's move away, backing away from these 2 stones, respecting black's approach, and says, you know what, you can approach, you can build that wall right here, but I'm going to start making some shape right here. I can potentially make 2 eyes in this corner, so you're not going to take this group away from me. And so black was like, you know what, I respect your decision, And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to approach right here. I'm going to do another knight's approach away from this stone and putting a lot of pressure on this singular stone right here. So you could see this wall starting to build right here. If we just take a look, the wall is starting to build right here, cutting off this group of stones right here to these groups of stones right there. And so that's actually a really nice move. Hold on, let me actually up the thickness of the marking right there. And so yeah. And so what's going to happen is that white does understand that this stone is in an incredibly weak position. And so white has to find a way to connect. Now, white could go over here doing a double pincer on this stone right here, trying to reinforce that stone, trying to connect his groups right here. But what white decides to do is go for a knight's move away, putting a lot of pressure on these two stones, because these stones, if white can start building that disconnection, these two stones are going to be in a huge issue right here, because these are now going to be surrounded by white's territory while putting a lot of pressure on this. So this knight's move away right here is going to cause, whoa, that was weird, is going to cause a lot of disconnection if white is able to get two moves in a row playing right there. So white's move right here is to not only add pressure to all these stones right here, but to also probably gain some influence towards the middle of the board over here. Now black responds in kind by preventing white from doing a complete disconnect. Black's like, you know what? I see what you're doing. I'm going to cut off the wall. I'm going to reinforce this area. So it's going to be even much harder for you to even try to disconnect me if that is your main goal. I mean, yeah, white could come in here, but then black could easily just play in this region right here. And so it really doesn't do much for white anymore now that black's group is fortified. Now, white's saving grace is if white can come in for the disconnect right here, preventing the formation of any eyes or even two eyes, this whole entire black group will die off. But we'll see what happens. Okay. And so what's going to happen is that white doesn't want black to connect this fully. So white's going to do somewhat of a peep move right here. They're going to do a peeping move right here, threatening this position on the C4. I think this is C4, yeah, A, B, C, C4 positioning. And black's like, you know what? Go ahead. Try it. I am going to go a knight's move away right here and potentially box you in. Because even if you play here, white, I'm just going to play right here and connect the groups anyways. And yeah, you are going to be completely walled in. So this move right here is a very nice move. Not only does it help reinforce the overall board, but it does allow black to start disconnecting white from expanding out over into his region right here. And he really wants to keep this region over here on this side of the board. And yes, I know I was going to start drawing, but this is essentially what black is going to do. And he's going to prevent white from coming in this direction. So that's actually a really nice move from black. But we'll see. We'll see. So black is going to play in this region, and white knows that black could also use this to start poking into white's region right here and really reducing a lot of the territory. And if white really wants to create a formation of two eyes, he needs to inflate his region right there. So he's going to play right here in this position. Now, this is a very nice wall off right here. Yes, black could come into the middle right here, but white could easily just block it off right here, and the formation of the eyes is going to be really nice for white. I mean, this group looks like it's going to stay alive for the time being. And so let me bring the microphone a little closer to me so that I'm not always super far away from the microphone. And so what's going to happen is that black does see that this group right here is going to get stronger. So black is going to play a capping move, and then white is going to cut right here. And the danger about cutting this, cutting right here, at least in black's position, is that this stone now is completely disconnected from the rest of the group. There's no way for that stone to connect unless black is able to play right here or right here, threatening this white stone. But again, it's not a complete capture. So oh man, this is tough for black. So what is black's response? Well, black's response is exactly that. He's going to try to threaten the Atari right here, threaten this white stone, and most likely the white stone is going to extend outwards just by one right here. And indeed, well, that's exactly what white does. So white does extend out, and then black decides to possibly do a follow-up move And actually now it's going to put a lot of pressure on these two stones right here, these two stones. So not only is this stone playing a role in expanding white this direction, but now black can expand up this way, not only creating shape and trying to connect to his stone up here, but he is going to start making room for the formation of eyes for this overall black territory. And so black's goal is to just cap this whole thing off, capture maybe two stones with a whole bunch of territories attached to it. And yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But this is right now going to look extremely fun because white does see this approach right here towards this center block. So white's like, you know what? I'm going to cap you. I see the direction that you're going in. You're going to go from here to this direction. It's a nice diagonal. I'm going to block you right here just in case you are going to do something a little fishy. And black was like, you know what? Every time you attach to me, that famous Go proverb, hane at the attach. And so that's exactly what black does, hane at the attach. And so white does see that this is going to be an issue. And so white needs to protect this group. Now, white could go down right here, but if white goes down right there, then black could easily start surrounding white and cause a lot of issues for white if black can do this. And you can see right here, white's going to have a lot of big issues trying to create two eyes. So this would not be a very safe move. And so white decides to extend out this way, trying to build more influence in the center and as well as getting a wider expansion in the base. And black's like, you know what, you do that, I'm going to now solidify my eye shape right here. So right here, my groups right here is going to connect with the rest of the groups right here, and now we have enough space to create two eyes. And so that's a smart move on black. But white's like, you know what? What you did to me, you honey at the attach, I'm gonna honey at the attach as well. And I'm not gonna allow you to start creating two eyes. No way. No, 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 no. That is a very, very dangerous move. And so black's like, you know what? You gotta give me something. But I see what you're doing. If I go down right here, you can easily start cutting me off and shrinking me, and that wouldn't be a good move at all. This orientation would not be good. So I'm going to start connecting because I have strength. I have 4 stones right here, and for you to try to cut me off, it's going to be extremely hard because you can easily just come in, or I can just come in and capture your cutting stones right there. And so white's like, you know what? I do have a nice cutting position right here. I need to reinforce this position. Otherwise, this stone right here is going to be in huge, huge trouble. And so white's going to connect, and then black is going to expand out and create a base. So now black has a very, very nice, strong foothold in the middle of the board. Super nice. He's expanding out. Not only is he expanding out, making a base, but he's also putting a lot of pressure on this stone right here. He's doing a nice move approach. And if, white doesn't respond, say that white wants to start coming in right here, black could easily go in for that 3/3 invasion, could go in for a double pincer move right here, maybe double knight's pincer move. And this overall corner, if white doesn't respond, then this whole entire corner becomes black if he's able to get those 3 moves in. And this is a very, very precarious situation for white right now. I think precarious might be the right word. Who knows? I'm not an English major. Anyways, so white, Tanuki's out. It's like, you know what? You can go in for the approach. I don't care. Yeah, you might be able to get maybe, the 3/3 invasion, maybe take that whole entire corner, but I'm going to get this nice big pie right here. This is my pie. Not only am I connecting my stones on the outside right here, so if you guys can see, not only am I going to connect my stones on the outside right here, but these stones in here are going to be in a very tough position because you can't create 2 eyes just yet, my good sir. No, 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 no. I'm gonna do something. And so black is like, you know what? I see what you're trying to do, and I'm going to expand out. Now, normally this is a bad move because now you're self-peeping yourself. At least from my understanding, you don't want to self-peep yourself. But with the reinforcements of these stones right here, as well as this stone down here, this move right here, in my opinion, is going to be a nice move to start surrounding with. I mean, if black is able to start surrounding these 2 stones and be able to utilize this 1 stone that looks pretty dead right now, if he's able to surround and kill these 2 stones off, this stone is going to play a huge role in containing this white group right here. So that could be the reason. Yes, yeah, white might be able to peep in, but black can easily connect right here, and white can't really come in here to do any connection because that's a self Atari. That wouldn't make sense. So most likely that is black's goal if white decides to play here. Now if he plays here, that's actually not a really uh I mean, that could work, right? That could work. I mean, you could play like this, and this will be a very complicated fight. And so I really don't think that's gonna happen. Whoops, I really don't think that's gonna happen as of right now. Sorry, gotta pick up my stones right there. So there's a lot of complicated fight with this move, but this move is pretty safe right here. I mean, yeah, white could play up here and threaten something, but again, this is a double tiger's mouth right here. So the only other move that white can do after playing a move like this is playing right here, but black is most likely going to connect the groups and prevent that from happening. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Okay, but white knows that the potential surround is coming, so white's actually going to extend. White's going to extend. And black is like, you know what? You extend there. I am going to play right there. Now, why is this move such a nice move? Why is this move such a nice move? Because this move right here allows black to completely surround this stone, but also add a lot of pressure over here. Because, you know, with the complexity of white trying to escape right here, at least this black stone can start, what do you call it? Capping off the positionings right here and prevent white from expanding out. So this stone, albeit it is a very weak stone, if black doesn't help reinforce and connect it with these three stones over here, it will be surrounded by white if white's able to do something like this and this, right? That this blackstone is going to play a very weak role. Again, I'm just putting stones down. I don't really know where white would play, but this is a great pressure move. One, it prevents the extension right here, and two, if white decides to start expanding up this way, then at least black has a means to prevent white from doing too much expansion right here, where black can just easily just start capping off some stuff. So yeah. Okay, so let's see here. Let's go a little bit more. White does see that this stone is going to play a huge role, so white actually attaches to black, and black's response like, you know what? If you attach to me, honey at the attach. Yeah, I'm going to go underneath, and now I'm connecting my stones right here. Yeah, you can play right here next turn, but if you do that, then I'm just going to cap you off right here, preventing you from the extension as well as pushing you towards this region. And so, but we'll see what happens. I have no idea what's gonna happen just yet, but you know, white's like, you know what, you honey at the attach right now, this is gonna be a very complicated fight. I need to do something, and I'm going to play right here. Okay, and black was like, you know what, I can see that your potential move next turn will be right here, pushing me down. So what I'm going to do is I'm really going to disconnect your white groups from the rest of this. I'm going to start building this wall and weakening that territory. One, I already did an approach earlier, so I'm just going to keep building the wall right here, weakening your side, and I'm just going to take these beautiful points on this right side of the board. And I really wish that white could start approaching on the white or the right side of the board, but as of right now, that's not going to happen. So white sees that the extension is going to happen, the wall's going to be built, and you know, white's now going to respond to that honey in the last round, and it's going to start going up. But most likely, if black's idea is to contain white into this little region, black is most likely going to cap, or he's going to form this connection right here. And let's see what he does. He actually does form this connection, really surrounding this singular white stone and essentially just killing it off. I don't see a way for this white stone to really do much more. I mean, if he starts expanding out, this will be a ladder formation, and it's not gonna be very nice for white. And so white knows that this stone and this stone is really weak, so white's going to start attaching and attacking, putting a lot of pressure on this singular black stone, because this black stone is by itself. Like I said, if black doesn't reinforce this stone, this is a very weak stone right here. And so we're just going to keep going and see what happens. And what we see is, you know, black is like, you know what? I see what you're doing. And white's like, you know what? I know you see what I'm doing, but I'm going to do it even more. And so now this spot right here is going to be a very critical spot, in my opinion, because not only is this spot going to do an Atari on these black stones right here, if white can play there, but it also allows white to fully solidify and connect these stones together. Just this spot alone. Yes, white could probably connect right here and go up and down, but why would you want to spend an extra 3 moves trying to connect your groups, or even 1 move like right here, when you can easily do it right here, forcing the sente or taking sente, forcing the move of the connection right here, and then doing some other move elsewhere. So now black does see that there might be a potential for a disconnect on either sides, right? There's an Atari threat right here. So if white plays right here, like I said, it will connect with everything. It connects white's groove. But if white connects right here, yes, this is going to be sente. Black is going to be forced to respond right here, and then white can come in and start surrounding these 3 stones. And that's something that black does not want to happen as well. So what is the lesser of 2 evils, so to speak? Is the option to cap right here for white, or take the bottom? So black's turn right now, and so black has to respond. Okay, so is it worth more if I extend out, putting a lot of pressure here, but potentially losing these 3, or do I just connect everything and just let white connect? And I think what's going to happen is that he's going to connect everything. Yes, he does. And what is white's response? White's response is not to cap, but to extend even further down, preventing these 2 stones from going down and solidifying their base in this region right here. Okay. Oh my gosh, this game. Woo! And guys, if you guys like these real board plays, sorry for the red dot. The red dot's probably annoying a lot of you guys. Sorry about that. I'm looking at a real board. I'm not paying attention to that, so I do apologize. So hopefully I can get rid of that red dot later. But at least for the second half of the match, we can see what's going to happen. And so, like I said, this spot is important. So black, yes, black loses his ability to plant his base right here on the second line. White's going to take that and be able to connect this white stone with everybody else. But black knows that this is a critical point. So black is going to play there, and white's going to follow. Okay. And so black does not want these groups of whites to connect, so black is going to keep going, and white knows that that's a dangerous, so white's going to keep going as well, and then black is going to do a double honey right here. So this is a double honey move. Well, a honey on this stone, but usually this is what we call a double honey. And so right here, this white stone is now going to be forced to connect, because if white doesn't connect right here, black can just play here and kill that stone off and completely disconnect these 4 stones from everybody else. And then these 4 stones are in trouble. So white has to respond right here. And if white doesn't, there's better be a really good move for white to lose all of this influence right here. So and white doesn't what do I call it? Doesn't run away, doesn't tanuki out. White is going to connect with the double tiger's mouth formation, which I think is the absolutely correct move. And then black comes in for the attachment on that 4-4 starting position. And so white's like, you know what? You can keep, you can threaten that. Go ahead, threaten that. I'm going to extend out right here, and I'm going to keep going. And so black is like, you know what? You do that. I'm going to start putting a lot of pressure right here. White's going to respond because this is now starting to surround. And then black's like, you know what? You didn't respond in time. I'm going to cap you right here. And so now what we do see is now black is trying to kill those eye shape right here. So white right here cannot build an eye shape right now because, one, this is a false eye because this is an Atari right here. So white has to respond, or we're going to be in a very long battle. And also, this is not an eye shape right here. And there isn't really another area for an eye shape. So right now, this group is in deep trouble. So either A, white extends out and tries to regroup somewhere else so that, you know, the overall group lives, or B, white has to find a way to build 2 eyes. And right now, there is very limited possibilities for the 2-eye formation, but white does not want to give up this area of influence. So white is going to connect, and now it's black's sente. Black can move wherever he wants now, but we'll see. And so what's going to happen right here, and this is, I think, is a lovely move right here, is going to do a knight's move away, separating these white groups from that. And you can totally see the white is in deep, deep trouble. Maybe white's going to extend right here, putting a lot of pressure on these 3 stones, and try to extend outwards. But you can see that if black has one more move next turn, black can just play here and completely cap off white from extending outwards. Okay. And so white does see that. And so what's white's response? White's response is right here. I'm going to make a base. I'm going to expand out, make a base right here, trying to do something where I can expand out later on, right? I can expand out later on. And even if black follows me right here, at least I can come down and connect the rest of them. So that's, I think, is what's white's mentality is right now, what his strategy is. And black is like, you know what, I see what you're doing. I see that we can potentially be fighting this area, so I'm going to play ahead of you, because I know next turn you're going to try to do something like this, and if you do something like this, I can either cut you off right here, I can cut you off right here, or I can do a double honey attach right there, and you're going to be in deep, deep trouble. So I think that's black's response right there. And white was like, you know what, you saw through my plan, but you didn't see everything, and I still have another way to run. And so right now, black is putting a lot of pressure on white right now. And you can see that these 2 stones, even though you made a base, doesn't guarantee your survival until you actually form 2 eyes. And so black is just strengthening, just really, I mean, just look at the map right now. He still has the whole potential right side right here. White has this little bit right here. Maybe this is what, 20 points ish? Maybe another 10 points, so maybe a 30-point lead right here. Black has essentially the center right here, potential center. I mean, look at the surround on these white groups. I mean, black could easily just play maybe a move like this, forcing white to connect or something right here. I don't know. Maybe black can do something like this, and then white does something like this, and then black, oops. Hopefully I didn't screw up the game too much. Black extends down, and it's going to be a huge complicated mess if this happens. So let's take these off. Okay, I think that's how the game was originally. So anyways, there's just so much going on right here. And so black is going to defend right there. White is going to extend, because black is having huge influence. So right now, white is going to try to kill this whole entire piece right here. I mean, white does have a nice surround, but again, I don't know. Black is pretty good at maintaining momentum in this game, at least from what I'm seeing. And most likely, black is going to respond right here with also a honey. Nope. Black decides to make that forbidden shape, the empty triangle right here, that forbidden shape. Oh my gosh, this actually is a nice move, because even if black plays here, right, white next turn could come in for a disconnect, and this will totally trap these pieces. So I think this empty triangle is used to prevent that. Now white has 2 options, right? Either A, you continue down, and I'm going to play down next turn, disconnecting this group, or B, you extend this group, but now I'm going to escape. And then now you have to play here next turn, because if you don't play here, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and I'm going to disconnect you. So what is white's move? Does he play right here, pushing the group down and potentially building this wall, but losing everything on this side, which is not a good idea? Or does he play over here, where he extends out, but then black is going to extend out as well? And so we'll see what happens. Well, what happens is that white has no clue what he can do. So what he's going to do is he's going to tanuki out and put a lot of pressure on these stones. And black is like, you know what? You can try that. You try that, right? You can try to take my liberty. I have more liberties than you. I have 1, 2, 3, right? You have 1, 2, 3 as well. And the more that we fight, I'm eventually going to connect, because if you come up here, I'm going to go right here, right? You're going to go right here, right? If you don't want to get captured, right? And I'm just going to escape out. So that is something that white does not want to happen. Okay. And so white decides to cap. Because even if black plays right here, that is actually a dangerous position for black, just because white can extend. Yes. Well, actually, no, that's actually a good position for black. Anyways. Whatever. This is actually a really good position for black. I mean, that move. I mean, these two stones look like they're dead already. We'll see what happens. Anyways, black decides to connect right here. The empty triangle does reduce your liberty by 1, and so playing right here does help. And what does white do? White decides to connect. White does not want that disconnect to occur, and black decides to go in for the kill. So black is going to play right here, killing off these 2 stones, at least trying to kill off those 2 stones. And white is going to, well, not only is it going to kill these 2 stones, but it's pushing a lot of pressure over here. And so white is going to respond because white does see a potential disconnect right here. So this stone is actually really, really important, because what's going to happen is that if white plays elsewhere, say that white plays right here, black can come in and play right here, right? And so for white to connect his groups together, white would actually have to cap, right? But now because this stone is in place, black has a very, very nice cutting position right there in the future. And now this stone is going to help reinforce that stone right there. So this is actually a brilliant, brilliant move. That is an amazing, amazing move. Wow, I'm actually learning something. But white does see that's a potential hazard. So white's going to start forming that bamboos joint right there to prevent that from happening. And black was like, you know what? Take it. Boom. Now what are you going to do? I got your 2 stones right here. That's 4 points for me. And white's like, you know what? You can try that, but I'm going to do this. And black is most likely going to connect, right? Am I missing a stone here? Yes, I am. Oops, sorry. I am missing a stone. So, my bad. That probably happened when I totally destroyed the book later or earlier this game. And then white is going to extend upwards because this is a potential cutting position. And so now black, has these 2 stones. White is moving up. Actually, white stone is not here. Where was this stone? I'm totally screwing up, guys. This is my first time doing a match like this. My bad. Okay. And then black is going to play down right here, disconnecting, potentially disconnecting those 2 stones and forcing white to connect right here. Okay. And then most likely, now let's pay attention to black's position right here. What can black do? Right now, black already contains those 2 stones. This whole entire group is getting really, really squished. These black stones right here are okay, in an okay position right now. So I'm not too worried about this. But black doesn't want this stone to escape. So most likely black is going to go right here, disconnecting this stone from the rest of the piece. This is a nice cutting position right here. Yes, white could play right here next turn, right? And black, is going to be forced to either extend this way, cap it, or extend out. But, we'll see. What does black do? Black decides to extend. Okay. Black's going to extend, and then white is going to come in for the peep right there. So there is a double peep. There's going to be one right here, right? Disconnecting this long chain from the rest of the group. Or there's going to be one right here where eventually what's going to happen is that, white's going to do something. No idea what white's going to do, but black is like, you know what? You can disconnect. Yeah, go ahead. Disconnect all the way, my friend. If you play right here, oh shoot, you put yourself in Atari. No. And if you play right here, okay, yeah, you can try to play right there. Oh shoot, I'm gonna cut you in these 2 places. So you pick. And white's like, you know what? I better save my stones. I'm gonna connect right here. And black's like, you know what? You do that. Let's go in for that wedge. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing. I'm gonna save this black stone right here. This black stone is my stone. This black stone has been so important since the beginning of the game. Like, no joke. White's like, you know what? I see this black stone is pretty important. I'm gonna play up. I'm gonna play there. And black's like, you know what? You do that. Take the stone. Go ahead, take it. Boom. I've connected everything now. What are you gonna do? Right? What are you gonna do? White's like, you know what? I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna extend out. And so this small fight right here in this bottom has now expanded to the rest of the board, and it's just an amazing. I mean, just look at the game, guys. Look at how intricate these battles are. And this is me at double digits Q. All right. I'm not going to deny that I don't have a good readability far in the future. Maybe I can see 1, 2, or even 3 steps into the future. But these guys, they know what's going on, probably like 10, 15, even 100 steps into the future. And I'm just sitting here trying to decipher what they're all doing while they're playing these moves. And you know, this is, I mean, look at this. Like, now he's gonna defend. My thing is, why didn't white, what's white position, why didn't white just connect, right? Why didn't white just connect and take that stone? Yes, you're gonna lose momentum. Oh, maybe because, you know, black could just easily extend here and then cap white off. But, you know, it's just that move. It's like, okay, what are they seeing that we're not, and why is it that white sacrificed that one stone? You know, it boggles my mind. And white's like, you know what? I see what you're doing. I'm going to now connect my group while putting this stone in jeopardy. And black's like, take the stone. That's 2 points, man. I'm going to keep extending. And now you can see this stone right here. This stone is playing a huge role in the rest of the map right here. And so, come on. And, you know, white's like, you know, I do see that. I do see you're trying to do something. So I need to reduce as much as I can. And black's like, you know what? You do that. Boom. These 3 stones now. What are you going to do? You're going to take it? Take it, my friend. Take it. And then I will cap you off next turn. And now this whole entire group right here is going to potentially die out because there's no room for eyes. There's nothing here for you. So this move was important. Now what are you going to do? And white most likely is going to respond. Yes, white does respond. White responds right there. And black's like, you know what? I made an eye. That's my eye. Right? Now, white could try to do something right here. Maybe go into a co-battle, potentially. Right? Nope. White decides to now start taking territory. White needs to do something because right now black has been putting the pressure on white this whole entire game. There was not a breather room for white whatsoever. I mean, this whole entire game, black has just been really attacking white. And it's just like, come on. Oops. Give me a second, guys. Let me lock my screen here. And white's like, you know what? You attached at me. I'm going to honey at the attach. And black's like, you honey at the attach, my friend, but I completely disconnected you. I mean, you know, what are you going to do? You're going to connect. Yeah, you're going to connect. And then what are you going to do next turn, right? I'm going to play right here. Or I'm going to extend. I mean, you're completely disconnected. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing. And white was like, you know what? I'm going to try to connect to the rest of my group. You can't capture me. And black's like, yeah, I'm not going to capture you. I'm going to make a base right there. Now I have my base. I have my eye shape. Yes, these stones are already connected to me. You can't surround it. You can't place a white stone right here. I'm going to capture you and put you at an Atari again. There's nothing. What are you going to do? White's like, you know what? You keep talking. I'm also a pro. I'm gonna go down. And black's like, you know what? Do that. I mean, there's no cutting moves right there. You can't really force a cutting move on me. I'm gonna extend down. You can't do an Atari. You can't do an Atari here. And you know, white's like, you know what? I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna cap these 2 stones off right now. Not only am I gonna cap these 2 stones off right now, but I'm also going to extend outwards over here. And so, you know, this stone is now in danger. There's nothing. And so black's like, you know what? You can try that. I'm going to start putting a lot of pressure. I'm going to put pressure on these 3 stones and also this whole entire group right there. And he's going to connect. And then black's like, psych. I'm going to go right here. Look at that. You just so pay attention right here. Now this whole entire group is mine. I already capped your escape route right there. Boom. You're done. You're done. No, 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 no. You're not gonna be able to get out of this alive. There's no way. No, 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 no. I'm gonna build. I'm gonna keep building. And White's like, you know what? I gotta connect. This peeping move is too hard right here. This peeping move is way too hard. And Black's like, yeah, I know. And White's like, okay, I'm gonna run. And then Black's like, you know what? You go run. Boom. Okay, now why is this move so good? Why is this move so good right here? Because not only is this move right here a wedging move between these two pieces, it's also putting a lot of pressure right here. But if Black or if White is not careful, if White's not careful, there may be a potential for Black to start cutting this whole entire group from the rest of everybody. And so White feels that, okay, I'm in trouble. I have no eye shape right here. Okay. I'm getting capped off right here. Right. These 3 stones are now in deep trouble. These 5 stones are in deep trouble. What can I do? What can I do right now? Well, the only thing I can do to help save everybody is to try to capture somebody. And so White is going to play right here. Because if Black doesn't do any, if Black keeps putting pressure right here, the next couple turns, what's White gonna do? Boom. White's gonna play right here, in this position, disconnecting this whole entire group from everybody. And now we're gonna be, White's gonna start extending out this way, and potentially squeezing this whole Black group. So this is something that Black does not want to happen. So Black has to respond to this unless he wants to take a complicated fight later on. And I don't think Black does. So Black is forced to move right here. Black is going to connect the rest of this group together. And then White is going to be like, okay, you do that. I'm going to make shape. I'm going to start pushing through. I'm going to start forcing you to play right here, because now you are going to be forced to play right there. And then what? What's White going to do? Well, White might play here, which might work, but I highly doubt it, because if White plays here, most likely Black is going to play here, and then these 3 stones are dead. So most likely White is going to extend outwards right here. Nope. White decides to extend out this way. Good move. Good move. And Black decides to go out. White decides to build surround, and then Black decides to surround. So now you can see this whole chain. You just look at what Black's doing. Black totally separated all of White's group, and Black's group is like super well connected. Honestly, yes, White has these points down here, okay, but that's it. Black has influence everywhere else, and I honestly think that this is going to be a very, very tough match right now. So give me a second, guys. Let me turn off my phone really quick. Apologies. Okay. And so White is going to be like, oh, shoot. What can I do? What do I do? Black has control. Black has control. There's nothing. I'm going to have to play right here. I have to force a ko. I just gotta, because I need 2 moves in a row so that I can get out. Now Black's like, you know what? Go ahead. We're just gonna keep going. And White's like, oh, shoot, he's not gonna fall for that. All right, well, I'm gonna try to escape out. And Black's like, well, again, you're attaching to me, and we're gonna honey at the attach. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? You know this. You're a pro. And then Black's like, you know what? You're going to go down. I'm going to start capping you. Now this whole entire group is dead. You got to do something, man. And the White's like, you know what? You're right. I got to do something. I'm going to disconnect you. And now, cutting point, Atari point, Atari point, Atari point. There's a lot of danger to that move. And Black's like, you know what? Go ahead. Yeah. Try it. Atari. White's like, shoot. Fine. I'm going to go right here. Black's like, you do that, I'm gonna go right here, I'm gonna cut you even more. And White's like, you know what, I don't care anymore, I'm gonna keep going, and Black's like, you know what, I'm gonna go down. White's gonna protect. White needs to protect, and Black is like, I'm capping. Boom. Now these 4 stones are in danger, so White most likely is going to do a net move, trying to destroy this stone, or we'll do an Atari ladder thing, kind of thing. Okay, White is going to disconnect right here, which I don't know why. Black is going to go right here. White is most likely going to extend over here, and then Black connects right there. Again, the whole time Black is knowing when to connect everything. He knows that White is trying to disconnect him, but right now, Black's connection is so good. Look how good Black's connection is. And White is going to extend out this way. And Black is like, you know what, you do that. I'm going to try to disconnect you right here. White's like, I'm going to cap you. And then Black's like, I'm in Atari, so I'm going to connect. And White's like, you know what, I do see that you're peeping me. So what's going to happen is I'm going to connect right here. Black's like, you do that. I'm going to threaten you right there, forcing that Atari. Oh, sorry, not there. Right here. Okay. Forcing that threat on the Atari. And White's going to connect. Forced to connect. And Black's like, you know what? You can't make 2 eyes if I take this spot. Boom. Where's your 2 eyes? You can't make 2 eyes. Even if you play right here. You play right there. Go ahead. Play right there. There's no eyes. You don't have eyes. This group is dead. It's gone. I've killed it. Yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing you can do. And White's like, shoot. There is nothing I can do. And Black's like, you know what? You try to do something. I'm going to prevent the 2 eye shape right here still. And White's like, oh boy. I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. Watch. Towards the end of the game, White totally demolishes Black. But right now, as what I'm seeing, I don't see that happening. I see Black's units are so well connected right now. And Black is just doing an amazing job just maintaining Sente this whole entire game. Really, he's doing an amazing job right here. And he's just really putting White on tilt right now. White is doing well. Don't get me wrong. But, you know, I mean, as a double digits queue, this is like a wealth of information right here on just the tactics that you know that arises when you're in the middle of a fight. And right here, this stone is going to be in trouble right now. So most likely Black is going to connect right here, trying to do something at least. Nope. Black decides to go this direction, which is very interesting direction. And then White resigns because Black's goal has finally solidified. He made a base right here. There's 2 eyes right here. There's no room for 2 eyes over here because Black can always come in and disconnect everything. Maybe 1 eye might form right here. So even if White tries to connect right here, right, Black can just come in here and prevent the eye shape. And so White lost. Black won by resignation. Okay, guys. So I hope that you guys enjoyed that. I know I did some of the pen stuff and all of that, but I do hope that this is something nice. At least this is an alternative for me not being able to get the SGF files. And so this is such an amazing match. Black was always maintaining Sente. He was always, I mean, just look at the territories he's built. I mean, it's in this connection of White's total group and the surround. Oh my gosh, that was beautiful. And this stone played such a massive role. I mean, for me, this stone was super, super important. I mean, it just caused the rest of the map, just, you know, to form the way it is. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys like my new board too. It's like a beautiful board, Yunzi stones and, you know, 2-inch thick bamboo board right here. So anyways, if you guys like that, please do give me a thumbs up or a follow or whatever, and comment down below if you guys have your own match that you guys would like me to go over, or you'd like me to do another pro match on a board like this, because most of the pro games I can't download right now, at least the recent ones. If you guys would like me to do more of the live matches and and do more of what I'm seeing as a DDK player and potentially an SDK player now. I'm constantly practicing on this. Please let me know. And don't forget, always have fun while playing the game. This is a growing game. It's a learning game, and every day we play, we get stronger. So continue having fun, guys. If you're brand new, join the Discord, but have fun. Anyways, that's a long outro. I'll see you guys in the next Go commentary. See ya, guys.